Okay, this video is for my Leap campers on how to take your tapestry weaving off of the loom and make it into a hanging art piece. The first thing you're going to do is any of the tails that you still have left over that are in the middle of the piece, you're going to snip them off. Leave the tail that's at the end of the piece and leave the tail that's at the beginning of the piece. Now, we're going to go right here and we are going to cut these strings. We're going to cut 2 here and we are going to tie them together with a simple knot. Two more strings, tie them together. You're making a fringe to hang underneath the art project, and you're doing 2 knots each time so that it stays nice and sturdy. You can also use this method if you are making a coaster of a smaller piece. You can have tassel here, and if you wrapped all the way around, you would be able to have tassel on this side too, which is not something I teach, but sometimes kids do that on accident. So it's something good to know. Tie this here. And now I'm coming up on the tail right here, so I'm going to need to secure that nicely. Get this string out of the way. There we go. Knot this, double knot. And now that that's secured, I can cut them. I'm not going to cut it all the way, but I can cut it much closer because it's secured. Now I'm down to 3 strings. What do I do here? Simple. I'm going to take all 3 strings, cut them off. I'm going to hold 2 in one hand, 1 in the other hand, and I'm going to tie them. Not all projects will have 3 strings at the end. This one does. Okay, now I need to fix the other side. You would want a stick of some sort. You can go out in the woods and get a stick. You can use a dowel. I happen to have 2 popsicles with notches lying around, and so I just tied them with string, and that works perfectly well. So I'm going to pull this off. Each of these loops are going to come off. I might have to cut this tape here. Hold on a second. Give it a little thing. We don't want to cut this all the way close. I'm actually think I'm going to pull it right out if I can manage it. There we go. That way I can tie that on. So pull that out. There we go. All the pieces are off there. Now, in order to make it into a wall hanging, I am going to loop this in through that spot there, that loop, if I can get it. I know it's there, but the yarn I used frays quite a bit in that spot. It's also going to be very tricky to do this with the notches in the wall. Just have to ease it over gently. I'm going to pause this because this is going to take a little while due to the notches. I'm going to slide it all over and then I will turn the video back on. Okay, things are much better. That took a bit to manage, but I've got it on the popsicle stick. This is the loose end that I had. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to tie it on just about anything. Let's see what would work here. If I do this, I can tie it onto the stick so it's knotted securely, like this. And there, it's not going anywhere. Now, what I want to do, because this is a hanging art piece, is I want to secure, I can cut this a little bit shorter as well. Not all the way, but it can be a bit shorter, and this can be a bit shorter as well. All right, now I'm going to make this a hanging piece. I'm gonna actually use, I only ended up using one of the popsicle sticks, so I'm gonna end up using the string from that to make it hang. I can tie this around one side. Like so. Hold on. Just with whatever string you have lying around. I'm working with embroidery thread here. And that's a double knot, so I can cut that. And then over here, I'm also going to tie it. Double knot it, make sure it's nice and secure. And I can cut that. And there you have it. My very own camp-made hanging wall piece. I hope you had fun in my class and have a wonderful summer.